Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. So today's video is not crochet, not knitting, but it involves prepping for spinning. So if you're not really into this whole spinning yarn thing or processing the fiber, that's perfectly okay. I have plenty of crocheting, knitting, weaving, needle tatting, and other videos into playlists that you can check out. But for today, we are going to be using some different fibers, and I'll go over them in just a moment, and we'll be blending them together on the drum carder. Now, if you've been around for a while, I have mentioned that I have a measuring tape on the edge of my table, or you've seen me like try to measure something and have this random number. That's because I'm measuring it down here. So just in case you have a work table and you don't have a measuring tape, you can do this with just a fabric tape. And I just have a piece of plexiglass over the top of my table. All right, now we'll get back into what my prep work here is. So I have this little comb for combs. So what it does is you just pick all the leftover tidbits off of your drum carder, and then you can start fresh. So that is one of the things that I have out here is my comb for my comb, my comb for my drum carder. I also have my Diz out, and that is by Hip Strings. And this Diz is so that way I can pull this fiber off in roving style instead of like a bat. Or if I pull it off as a bat, I can actually pull it through this Diz and create roving from it. We'll see what happens when I get to that point. I also have my brush. This is a packer brush, and you put it on top of the fiber and actually pack that fiber down onto the drum carder. This here is the pick to lift up the fiber and take it off the drum carder. Now, as far as fiber that I have to blend today, I have a range of colors here at the top of this table, and I also set out a couple extra things to add to it. Those fibers right there come in a pack from Hobby Lobby, and those packs is just wool. It's just packs of wool for needle felting or for spinning, up to you. So I was gifted these and by one of you amazing viewers, and I'm decided to put them on the drum carder in a color palette here. And I'm going to add some Angelina. I'm going to add some Angelina to it for sparkle. But I also had this little tidbit. It was a thank you little gift from Hip Strings. And so I decided, well, you know, the color palette that I chose to do today had a lot of the same colors. Thank you, Hip Strings, by the way. And you can find that shop on Etsy. But it had a lot of the same color palette in it, and it's super pretty. And I figured I would add this into it somewhere, some way, somehow, to take those solid colors and amplify them a little bit with a little bit of extra prettiness. Now, that particular fiber, it is called Space Unicorn. She will be tagged down below, and you can also find her on Etsy, where I found her. So she will be tagged down below. Thank you so much, Hip Strings, for your amazing fiber and my Diz. I love that Diz. All right, so I'm going to turn this around and get set up to start blending these fibers together, and we will get started. All right, so here we are, and it may get a little wiggly in the camera. I am so sorry. I try my best to keep it as stable as possible, but you are mounted to the same table that the drum carder is. So, are we ready to get started? I've already cleaned my carder here, and we are ready to start adding different fiber. Now this from Hobby Lobby does not have like really long staple lengths, but it is not bad. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to pull apart and separate these into half of what they are. So just open them up. I would say that these are much better for felting than spinning. However, it can be done. So you can see how I'm going to do that. I've done this a time or two with the same types of fiber and added other blends to it. And there are videos of that as well. I will do a follow-up video of the outcome of this particular fiber that I create. All right, so I've got them all split so I can create two separate bats. They won't be huge bats, but there will be a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do is you can lay this down, open it up, get a lot of air to it where it's extremely see-through, and feed it in through the liquor brush or the liquor drum up to the big drum. Or you can do it just as I will be doing it and laying it on top of the drum and allowing that drum to pull that fiber onto it. Now, in the meantime, as I am doing this, I am watching this metal section right here and making sure that I am doing the best that I can to get even amount of fiber. All right, so now I have that one on. I'm going to move on to the next color. And from this point out, for a little while, I'm going to mute the sound of the drum carder and go ahead and speed this up a little bit so that way you can see it get done pretty quickly. And then we'll come back and take it off of the drum carder together. So real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and pack this down with the packer brush and then carry on to add the extra little bits that I'm going to add. So the first thing that I'm going to add is some of this Angelina. And then I'm just going to go over the top of the whole entire thing with this that I received as a gift from Hip Strings. And that'll just kind of tidy all of the Angelina up, as well as give extra little pops of color here and there. All right, so now I'm just going to pack it down one more time. Now we're good and packed down. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take this off in a bat and then take it from there into roving. So I'm just going to lift up here, taking my little pick here and going on the metal. Here we go. Just like that. And now we're going to go in reverse. I'm going to go ahead and pick some of this up that's getting left behind and add it to it so it doesn't get left behind. Like such. All right, so I absolutely could spin it straight from this bat, but I want to create a roving with it. So I'm going to set it off to the side. I'm going to clean this up and then move it out of the way and be prepared to start pulling some roving. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and quickly do the second bat, which is the other half of this fiber, and I will be right back. All right, so now I have my two bats. This one is rolled up to keep it all nice and neat. It is like this one on the inside of this log here. But I want to show you how I'm going to turn this into roving. So I'm gonna, instead of working through the colors this way, kind of like that original little sample that I got from Hip Strings, where the color runs all the way through, all the colors run all the way through the roving. That's what I'm gonna do here. I'm actually gonna roll this and pull all the colors through my diz at the same time. At least that is the goal. So here's my diz and my little doohickey I made to pull the fiber through. So what I'm going to do is, in order to, let's see, I think I'm going to go like this and just a little bit of vegetable matter there. Roll it like this. And I'm going to take an end and start pulling some of it to get me started. All right. Now I want to bring it through. I'm going to use the large eye on the diz. So I'm going to pull it through. Now you most definitely do not have to roll it up like this, and it's probably better if you did not and you worked through the whole thing, pulling a little at a time, but I wanted to try doing it this way. All right. Get down here where I can take that off. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna try to keep all the colors going. And basically what I'm doing is just drafting out and pushing my diz down. Like that. And then we have all the colors going all the way down. So I'm going to continue doing that. And when I get done with it, I will ball it up into a nest and show you what it looks like. All right, so I have pulled them both through the diz. Here is what it looks like in roving, from bat to roving. So then what I do is I draft it out just a little bit more, and all I'm doing is aligning all the fibers and making it to the point where I'm happy with it so I can spin it. So I'm just taking and pulling a little at a time and thinning this great big old thick roving down just a little bit. And I'll continue to do that until I have what I have here, this nest. This is what it'll look like when I finish this here. So I have these nests and I'm going to be spinning from them. And here's what it looks like, where you have all of those colors running completely through it from start to finish. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this one and get it drafted down a little bit thinner so that way it is easier for me to spin, and I will come back and show you spinning it in the follow-up video. And after I've spun it, then we'll work something up together with it. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. It's a little different than the standard tutorials, and it had been a while since I had done any drum carder blending for you all. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And from me to you, be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.